All right, let's do it. Woo! What's up, everybody? Welcome to the greatest show in the history of mankind. I'm your host, handsome, humble Dusty Smith, and thank you for joining me tonight. As always, have a pretty good show. I did double overtime just like 3 days ago, so not a ton of content, but we got a medium-sized show, and it should be good, and at least we get to hang out with each other. That's what really counts. I missed you guys. So what the fuck you up to? Let's talk for a second to the dirty, sexy pores. Woohoo! Little Ric Flair, woo! I still got it, motherfuckers. Had a great turkey day. Hey, I'm glad you did. I spent mine alone. I am so sad and pathetic, but actually it was fine because I don't really celebrate holidays very much, and I've been on my real strict diet. I'm down to like 175 pounds, maybe less than that. Look at this fucking shit. How did I do it so quick? Remember I took all those pictures because I was making myself a 3D model, and then I was like, you're fat, Dusty, and then I just lost the weight in like 2 weeks. It's crazy. It's because I'm psycho, yo. Hey, Miss Misty gonna join us. What's up, Miss Misty? As always, got 10 cats running around, making the show fucking exciting. Keeps me on my toes. Never know what chaos is gonna ensue on the greatest show. And folks, hey, you know about the super chats, right? Yeah, super chats. They're the lifeblood of the show. You click a button down here and you show your support for the Cult of Dusty by asking me a question or getting me to read something. Send a shout out to your loved one. Whatever. I'll say whatever. I'll suck your dick for $2. I'll do it, believe me. Anyway, say whatever the fuck you want to say and I'll read it at halftime. So it's a great way to support the show. And the more you donate, the more seriously I take your question, and the more I like you, of course, because why would I like you more if you give me more money? That's just the way the world works. So buy my love in the super chats. Got to come back and read them all. It's going to happen, believe me. But first off, as we're wont to do, let's do some religious bullshit. Religious bullshit, religious bullshit, religious motherfucker. It's time for religious bullshit. Everybody said it's time for religious bullshit. Nailed it. And first off, on religious bullshit, you guys heard of Turkish creationist Adnan Oktar? Or apparently in Turkey, they're not so big on the evolution, and it's because of this dude. And yes, you guessed right, he's in a cult, and it's really fucking weird, as all cults are. But apparently he's like fucking hugely popular over in Turkey. What's wrong with you gobble motherfuckers in Turkey? They even call it Turkey anymore? I thought they changed their name because they didn't want to be associated with the bird. Oh no, I'm bad at geography and bullshit. Anyway, I watched the whole fucking documentary on this fella. Let's take a look for just a second. So it still says, I guess in 2015, it was still Turkey. So anyway, he got him a whole cult, and it's really fucking with this dude. He got him like 1,000 girlfriends, and they all look exactly the same. He lives in this fucking giant mansion, and it's weird as fuck. They call these women his kitties, and they have their own show. And it's just as strange as you can imagine. So this girl, I guess she's a journalist, and she went over there to like interview them. So these are all videos, and she wanted to know about the kitties, if they were like there of their own volition or whatever. And so they're like, yeah, come on, you come film and everything, bring your camera crew, and we'll show you the best time of your life. And she got there, and they're like, no, you can't film. We're going to film for you, and then we're going to edit the footage, and then we'll give you the footage that we edit, because, you know, it's a fucking cult. So anyway, eventually, she talks to this guy a little bit. He's weird as shit. And then she's like, where's all the chicks at? There's like tons of chicks that's supposed to be on. So then these dudes leave. These dudes are also creepy as fuck. Why do they all look like that? All very metrosexual, but strange plastic people. And so the dudes leave, and the women come in. And as you can tell, they seem to have a lot of plastic surgery. This dude has a type, and if you're not that type, he just gonna change you into that type, right? Who gives a fuck? He got the money. He a multi-millionaire, $100 million cult leader. So anything, it was really fucking strange because they were like, yeah, the best thing about this cult is like it's all feminist and shit, and everybody's equal. But it's pretty obvious you motherfuckers aren't equal to him. You have to ask him permission for everything. And then, like in the middle of them trying to explain shit, he just decides he wants to. There he goes. Just push a button to play weird music, and then everybody's got to dance to it. So they just sit in their chairs and they do the chair dance. And fuck y'all, the chair dance is my thing. Don't steal my goddamn thunder. So anyway, weird. Yeah, weird, turkey. Real weird, gobble gobble. Yeah, he got sentenced to jail for 8,000 years. Why not just life? Why you gotta make it 8,000 years? And of course, he's obviously a god man, so he can do 86,050 years standing on his head. No problem for this dude. He's gonna make it, I feel sure. So anyway, apparently he was a rapist. And let's see. According to the detention warrant, Oktar and his followers are accused of forming a criminal organization, shocker, sexual abuse of children, get out, sexual assault, child kidnapping, sexual harassment, blackmailing, false imprisonment, political and military espionage, fraud by exploiting religious feelings, money laundering, violation of privacy, forgery of official documents, opposition to anti-terror law, coercion, use of violence, slander, alienating citizens from mandatory military service, insulting. Insulting is a fucking against the law in Turkey? That seems wrong. False incrimination, perjury, aggravated fraud, smuggling, tax evasion, bribery, torture, illegal recording of personal data, violating the law on the protection of family and women, and violating a citizen's right to get education and participate in politics. Would have been shorter for you guys to list the shit he didn't do. God damn it, this guy was fucking busy. I'm almost impressed, except for he diddled kids. I'm not impressed by that. I'm not impressed by that. Don't fucking misquote me. So anyway, I guess enjoy jail. I don't think you're gonna have access to all your lady friends. Seems bad, but hey, maybe you enjoyed it while it lasted, I guess. And then more hate preachers, y'all. As if there's any other fucking kind. It's like there's a clone shot where they just make these people and they spit them out and they get in these small rooms and they just have to always have that like same banner behind them. Can't just have a blank wall because then you look stupid. So this guy, a young dude, on another rickety ass podium. What is it with these Christians can't level their fucking podiums anyway? He wants us to know that he ain't supporting no Republicans unless they come out and declare they want to kill abortion doctors and people that have abortions. So I'm kind of for this guy a little bit. I'll explain why after we let him talk.
So that's why I'm not going to vote for some stupid conservative or pretend conservative. Because you know what? In a sense, I'm not really against voting. But if there was actually a true candidate that I could get behind, that had a spine, that actually wanted to stand behind the King James Bible and actually believe what it said and wasn't going to be a complete compromiser.
Kanye.
That's right. I mean, I asked the question on Wednesday night, where is the conservative candidate or just conservative commentator that's going to say, hey, when they get asked the questions, what do you think about abortion? They're going to say, oh, yes, abortion. Let me answer that question. It should be completely illegal, and anybody that partakes in it should be put to death, and all abortion doctors should be retroactively put to death. Until you find that politician, then they're a compromiser.
Dude, take that book and put it underneath the podium. Why is it so fucking rickety? What's wrong with you guys? But I'm actually for what he's saying. Don't vote for any Republicans, right? Just don't do it. But I think you're looking for Nick Fuentes and Kanye. They're right up your alley, dude. Hate loves hate. And folks, prepare to be a little bit more depressed because Trump's former lawyer, Jenna Ellis, out there doing what Christians do, spewing their fucking hate. This time, it's aimed at the victims of the ClubQ massacre. Bodies are not even fucking cold yet, and she's got to declare they're burning in hell for eternity, ever and ever and ever and ever, non-ending torture, because of the all-loving God and whatnot.
Even more tragic than untimely death is that the 5 people who were killed in the nightclub that night, there is no evidence at all that they were Christians.
There's no evidence that they weren't. You don't know anything about those fucking people, but please continue.
And so assuming
Right.
that they had not accepted the truth of the gospel of Christ and affirmed Jesus Christ as the Lord of their life, they are now reaping the consequences of having eternal damnation. And that is far, far greater. And we should be having that conversation instead of just the tragedy of what happened to the body. We need to be talking about what happened to the soul and the fact that they are now in eternal separation from our Lord and Savior, Jesus.
Ooh, don't threaten me with a good time. Eternal separation from Jesus? Hell yeah, sign my ass up.
Christ. And that conversation is what should happen. And that is what people should fear genuinely, not what anyone can do to the body, but ultimately what happens to us in eternity.
Or, and stay with me here, how about go fuck yourself? I'm not afraid of you. You'll never burn me. I'll be your heretic. It's all it is, folks, trying to scare you. It's the worst thing they can possibly think of to scare you with. What's the worst thing I think of? Non-ending torture forever and ever and ever. So yeah, let's just threaten them with that. That will in no way make us mental terrorists, will us? Yes, you are. You're nothing but fucking terrorist trying to scare us into joining your cult. But not working, fuckos. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of your God. You're fucking pathetic. But please continue. You're destroying Christianity much faster than I ever could. Thank you for your service. And speaking of which, this is the kind of thing that will end Christianity faster than anything I could possibly ever fucking say. So keep it up, dude. Here's Christian hate preacher Aaron Thompson talking about why he's glad the gay and trans people that died in ClubQ are dead. Super cool, Christians.
That club got shut up the other day. Now, am I sad that 5 homos got shot? No, I'm not sad at all. As a matter of fact, I think it's a good thing that they're not here anymore to molest kids. And I'm not condoning anybody to do anything like that. I don't believe it's right to take the law into our own hands. And I've said that so many times. But that's bullshit. You're talking about both sides of your mouth. When you get up there and you just basically declare that these people are molesting kids when you know nothing about them. All you know is that they're gay. So clearly the message you're sending is that all gay people are out there just molesting kids. And if people believe that, what do you think they're going to fucking do? You know what they're going to do. They're going to do exactly what you want them to do, but you're too much of a fucking chicken shit coward to actually admit what you're fucking doing. Pathetic. What I won't be upset about. I'm not going to be upset when someone that hates God and actively is promoting against God and hates his guts and molests children, even if it is just their eyeballs.
Oh my God.
To have to see these freaks writhing around and you know, doing all these crazy dances in front of children.
Oh no, not dances.
And then afterwards reading them a book or something.
Yeah, that's how that works. They don't do any dances at Drag Queen Story Hour. They just come in and they have the kids sit around a circle and they read stories to the children, and it's incredibly well supervised. You guys are just lying. You're just lying piece of shit because this is all you have. Your policies are incredibly unpopular, so you have to spread violence and hatred and attract other giant sacks of shit like yourself. And you have, I guess, I assume, I can't see, but I assume you have a small church full of people who are just as big a scum as you are.
It's not right to take the law into your own hands, but I do understand why people are so fed up, because our own government is protecting these freaks. And that's all you see on the media right now. You know, right-wing MAGA kills, you know, these queers, and then some guy jumped in and helped them or whatever. Who cares? Like, I really don't care that those people got killed. And you're like, that sounds really hateful, Pastor. Well, it is hateful because I do hate them. Because they're a menace and a wart on the rear end of society.
Amen. Amen.
There's nothing redeeming about them whatsoever. Listen, we're in America.
I thought we were all made in the image of God. Are we all God's children? Doesn't that make you sort of redeemable? No.
We can say whatever we want.
Yeah, say what you want, motherfucker.
And I'm not inciting violence, so don't even try to go there.
Yes, you are. You're absolutely inciting violence, but you're just too much of a chicken shit. So I don't know. I'm not going to say anything about inciting violence against this guy, but whatever happens to you, man. You know, it's like you guys teach, you reap what you sow. So, I don't know. Like, might want to be careful putting that out in the universe. That stuff has a way of coming back on you. But anyway, once again, thank you for your service. Killing religion faster than I ever could. And last week, what you got to say, dirty, sexy pores? Dusty, maybe he's the menace and the ward. He's the shit stain on the underwear of life, that's for sure. Spreading Christian love, that's what they do. They showing us what Christ was all about. Remember when Christ said, fuck them gay folks. Kill them all. I definitely remember that. Screw that fascist. No thanks. Wouldn't fuck him with yo dick. And get your super chats in, folks. Gonna read them at halftime. But now we're gonna cover another depressing shit. More about the ClubQ massacre that happened. So, here's his mugshot. This fucking piece of shit killed 5 gay and trans people for no fucking reason, and they beat the dog shit out of him. And good. I'm only sad that it wasn't fucking worse. He looks better somehow, though. That's how fucking fugly this motherfucker is. But apparently, as soon as he was booked, he told his lawyers that he is non-binary, which is incredibly transparent, in my opinion. Obviously, what he's doing. As I said on Facebook, so an incel troll whose friends say constantly use the word faggot to demean people, which they did. They interviewed one of his friends that said he always used the word faggot to put people down, and he did it from a place of hatred and anger. No shit. It doesn't sound, like your typical non-binary person, in my opinion. He murders 5 gay people and trans people in cold blood, and then, when captured, suddenly claims that I'm going to go ahead and use non-binary pronouns for them. Because why not? Why not? I can show that even though I hate them, even though I don't respect them, even though I think they're lying, it still costs me nothing, because showing respect for people that you hate, even people you think are being fake, just sends the message to our non-binary allies that no matter what, hey, we're going to support you and be there for you, because it's so easy to do. Like, seriously, who gives a shit? It's the simplest thing to be a decent person. Anyway, when captured, suddenly claims they are non-binary without any previous history of making this claim. And conservatives are using it as a gotcha. So this is what happened. As soon as the lawyers came out and said, they're claiming they're non-binary, all the conservatives were like, see, this killer is actually part of the gay lesbian community. They are not some kind of right-wing shithead. They weren't, what is the word I'm looking for? God damn it, I'm drawing a blank. They weren't taught to hate by the right. I don't know why I'm fucking drawing a blank on the word I'm looking for. They weren't turned into an extremist by the right. That's what I'm trying to say. They're actually gay themselves, clearly, because they are coming out as non-binary. What's obviously bullshit. It's this dude. You're gonna tell me this dude is not just trolling? I'm sorry, I'm not doing it right. I'm not using their pronouns correctly. My bad. It does take a while to get used to, but gonna tell me this person, they are not just trolling?
This is your boy. I've got the fucking shitheads outside. Look at that. They got a beat on me. You see that right there? Fucking shitheads got their fucking rifles out. If they breach, I'm gonna fucking blow it to holy hell. So, go ahead and come on in, boys. Let's fucking see it!
Radicalized, that's the word I was looking for. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Radicalized. I drew a fucking blank love one there. That's always fun. They want to pretend like he was a radical. They want to pretend like... It's so hard to do this pronouns thing when you're not used to it. They want to pretend like they weren't radicalized by the far right, which obviously they were. clearly this person's masculinity is very important to them because they feel the need to over project it in a very toxic way. But anyway, clearly what they're doing is just trolling, trying to throw gay, trans, and lesbians under the bus even more than they've already done. You know, they've already killed them. So why not just continue the trolling? Because clearly this person is nothing but a 4chan troll who gets off on the pain and misery because they're so fucking pathetic. But anyway, I've been trying to be more open-minded about it, even though it's very hard. It's very hard getting all the pronouns right, especially when you don't actually believe the person is being sincere. But I'm trying to listen to people like Vivian Wolf, who is, I believe, trans, came out and said, on the ClubQ shooter claims of being non-binary from a non-binary. I guess they're non-binary. Hey, that answers that. Transfem cult and extremism researcher. A short thread explaining how the typical response to such trolling from the trans activist perspective may not be the correct one in this particular instance. As many have pointed out, it is almost certainly an insincere claim to troll people. There are people who would say this doesn't matter. We should just respect the declared pronouns and treat them as they are non-binary. We lose nothing. I'm, of course, sympathetic to such views. In the vast majority of cases, there is little we lose by respecting pronouns claimed insincerely. Also, it's not as if gays against groomers don't exist. Certainly, members of the LGBTQ+ community have the propensity to commit hate crimes against us. So it's not like the shooter having non-binary identity would invalidate the narrative that anti-LGBT+ rhetoric from the GOP and certain pundits likely helped inspire this attack. Another good argument is that nobody should be forced to prove their trans identity, and that forcing someone to do so in court of law, something that may well happen in this case, sets a dangerous precedent. From the trans rights perspective, this is all very sensible. But, okay, now it's getting to the buts. From the extremist research perspective, it seems to me to be important to know if the claim of the shooter being trans is sincere. It is important to understand the ways in which Shan and other extremist cultures use this kind of trolling to help perpetuate their message. Agree. Create heroes out of the shooters like Christchurch and Buffalo shooters through their perceived expert trolling of the media and the left, and create a larger media conversation, thus providing the extremists a greater platform in the mainstream in the hopes of inspiring similar attacks in the future. It is important to create greater public and media literacy on these trolling tactics so that when pundits inevitably aid the terrorists in the reporting of the issue, we can provide a level of immunization to the rhetoric conspiracy. So what do you guys think? You guys think that we should use this person's pronouns, or we think that we should not respect the pronouns and just call it out for the obvious trolling it is? I don't know. Still, I'm up in the air. I'm willing to listen. I am not the best person to make this decision, as I am cis and straight-ish. So, what you guys think? Let me know. And holy shit, I know you guys probably saw this one, but if you didn't see this one, this is one of the most what the fuck things I've ever goddamn seen. Want to tell me this guy wasn't radicalized by right-wing shithead? Here's his father. And when his father was told that he went into a gay nightclub and murdered 5 people, his response was, I heard he was in a gay club. I didn't know why he was there. I'm just happy to know that he's not gay. Dude almost seems proud of his kid for doing this. He hates gay folks so much. Now, apparently he was estranged from his father, but it's almost like he was doing this for his father's approval. Let's watch the clip first, then we'll talk about it.
I praised him for violent behavior really early. I showed him that it works. It's instant, and you'll get immediate results. And you'll always get what you want if you're good at fighting.
Had you taught him more tolerance, let me be direct, do you think, he would have been more tolerant of gay people? Apparently. I
think that my anti-gay, anti-Semitic, they come from conservative writing. I'm a conservative extraordinaire, and I've been very vocal about that. I support Randy Vopel, his grandpa. I love Randy Vopel. His grandpa. He's a good American. Hopefully he'll be president someday.
Randy who?
Randy Vopel.
Oh, Randy Vopel. Randy.
That's a good man right there. That's the best man for the job. Mm-hmm. It was okay to be gay. You know, it's like he says, now it's like it's cool to be gay. It's not. I think it's not cool at all. I think it's my opinion about gays is that it's just not okay. I think we should stand up against homosexuality. I praised him for violent behavior.
So obviously, that's what he was raised in, even though he didn't have much of a relation with his father. But like I said, it was almost like he was trying to make his daddy proud of him by doing this. Now, I'm sure it wasn't the only reason. I'm sure he was also radicalized by Matt Walsh and Tim Pool and 4chan and all the other shit. But as someone whose dad wasn't around a lot growing up, I don't want to say I empathize with this piece of shit because I don't, but I sort of understand how that feels. You start wondering what you're lacking. What is it that's wrong with you that makes your father not around so much? And it makes you bitter towards them. But it also makes you still want their approval. You want to make them proud. You want to change whatever it is you feel is lacking in yourself that makes them not want to be in your life. And it kind of seems like that might have been a very small part of his motivation. So just horrible, but don't do drugs, kids. What? They moved the video. Fuck. I was going to show you this video of the same guy from just 10 years ago and how different he was, how different he looked and talked. But apparently he has gone and made his entire channel private, which I don't blame him. So fuck. It wasn't private when I put this together a couple hours ago. They must have just done that. Oh, well. But Tim Pool, folks. Want to know who's radicalizing these people? It's our right-wing influencers. People like Tim Pool. Even if they're not saying this stuff on YouTube, he's getting famous off YouTube. And the people on YouTube are going to his website and listening to this type of stuff. So indirectly, YouTube is helping radicalize people. But the bodies aren't even dead yet. And he's already spreading shit like this.
Obvious fucking reasons. Yo, a bunch of goddamn pedophiles are grooming children. And when we're like, hey, stop associating all LGBT people with groomers, y'all keep fucking doing it.
You're doing it because they are not fucking grooming goddamn children. You don't have any fucking evidence of this. You're just making this up. And by doing so, you are putting the idea out there that all trans people, all drag queens, all gay people are pedophiles. You know what you're fucking doing. Just, what happened to you, dude? There's no way you could have always been like this without any moral compass whatsoever. Just so greedy, the love of money so heavy inside of you that you will sell anybody out. Your fellow human beings, these are real folks, Tim. They're real folks. They have people that love them, that mourn them, that cry for them. And you're sitting on your show making millions of dollars calling people you don't even know. You don't even know their fucking names. You're calling them pedophiles, dude. You're making their lives unsafe. You're causing violence upon the most vulnerable class in our society. What made you like this? Like, I feel stupid trying to appeal to your humanity. But is there any left inside of you anywhere? Because if there is, please dig down deep inside of yourself and try to find it. This is not a game, man. This is life and fucking death. People are dying, dude. I know you will never allow yourself to take any responsibility, but something has to be fucking done, folks. Whether it takes, I don't know, boycotting every advertiser on YouTube until they quit fucking featuring motherfuckers like this. If it takes us going to war with Twitter, making sure Elon Musk goes fucking broke by boycotting every advertiser, by targeting them. We have to come up with something because this just cannot stand. We cannot sit around and let just soulless fucks like this, just pure evil, spread this kind of foul hatred that's going to get people killed. We have to come up with a game plan to counteract this. And I'm definitely fucking open to suggestion. Because fuck everything about this, dude. And that's my coverage on the fucking ClubQ shooting shit. I'm not wishing any kind of violence upon him. Though, like, no, I'm not going to say that, but the only thing I can think of is just we have to hit him in the pocketbook. We have to go after the advertisers, but like I don't even think that'll work. I don't know. I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with this situation. I'm trying not to freak out. I'm trying to stay calm and think of something we can do to combat it, but it seems just helpless. Yeah, he's trash, I know. But I mean, what else? What else can we do except try to reach him somehow? They're being protected by both YouTube and Elon Musk, the richest man in the world. He just spouted this bullshit. He spouted something similar on Twitter multiple times. And then immediately, the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, turns around and has polite conversations with him, which is done on purpose in order to funnel more people to Tim Pool's Twitter page, which it does. Elon Musk is highlighting these violent right-wing shitheads on purpose. And it's like, what do we fucking do? Is there anything that we can do except for, like I said, we need to get the word out to everybody. If you're on Twitter and you see any advertisement from anybody, you have to contact them and let them know you're boycotting them. You're not going to buy their products as long as they advertise there. We have to try to shut them down. That's the only thing I can think of to do. All right, and so next up, folks, I'm moving right along. Yesterday, I clipped out my died suddenly debunking of the documentary. Remember the died suddenly documentary that claims that millions of people are dying because of the COVID vaccine? And so just live on the air real quick, I did a quick debunking on it. Well, first off, apparently, Facebook has made it to where a lot of people are not able to share it on their platform, so I guess I've been fucking canceled. What you gonna do? Your post didn't follow our community standards, says Zori sent me, so fuck me, am I right? But apparently what happened, let's see if it's still this way. Let's check it out and see if I am still on top. So yesterday, when you typed in died suddenly, oops, documentary. Did I spell that right? I came up first, and yes, I'm still coming up first for some reason. The documentary itself does not even appear on Twitter. They have on YouTube rather. They have taken it down. So I am the first search result for died suddenly documentary. So, unsurprisingly, almost entirely, the only people who are searching for this documentary are right-wing shitheads who already are prone to believe it. You know, they already believe that people are dying by the millions from the vaccine. They didn't get their vax. They're purebloods, and they want to watch this documentary on YouTube, so they type in died suddenly documentary, and mine is coming up. And so my video kind of went semi-viral. It's been seen 18,000, 19,000 times already, which is pretty good, but it's almost nothing but right-wing shitheads. In fact, if you go look at it, here's the engagement. It's 29.8% likes, so more than 70% dislikes. And even more than that, as far as the comments goes, are negative. Probably 98% of the comments are negative. Just, you didn't debunk shit. You're old. Shut the fuck up. We hope you die. Apparently, I'm going to be tried for my crimes. Apparently, I am been bought off by Pfizer and shit. Can't make these fucking people listen. So I decided to take a different tact with it. Instead, let me just go ahead and click on it and show you. It's allowing nothing but since you can't reach these people at all, I decided to kind of troll them. So instead, what I did is I made a post that I had changed my mind about the documentary. Due to all the counterpoints given to me in this comments, I have changed my mind and now believe this documentary is 100% true. I can't believe Trump did this to us. He has numerous times taken credit for creating the vax, and without his Operation Warp Speed, this poison would not have been developed nearly as quickly. I'm sure you're all just as outraged at Trump as I am, and absolutely refuse to vote for someone who is at least partially responsible for millions of deaths. Am I right? And it makes sense, right? If they think that the vaccine is killing millions of people, surely Trump, who is responsible, has to be guilty of crimes against humanity. So I also just posted quotes directly from Trump. Like, the vaccine, and by the way, don't let Joe Biden take credit for the vaccine. Don't let him take credit for the vaccine, because the vaccines were me, Donald Trump. Yeah, I hope everyone remembers when they're getting the COVID-19, often referred to as the China virus vaccine, that if I wasn't president, you wouldn't be getting that beautiful shot for 5 years at best, and probably wouldn't be getting it at all. I hope everyone remembers Donald Trump. Hey, remember Donald? So obviously most of these people have cognitive dissonance. Even though they believe the vaccine is evil, murdering millions of people, going to genocide the entire planet, Trump is in no way to blame. Why would he be? Just because he made it happen and took credit for it. What I was going to do, I was going to make a video where I spliced up scenes from Died Suddenly, where they talk about they're testing on our military, they're murdering them all, and they're showing the blood clots that's supposedly pulled out of all the bodies, and they're like, see, people are dying all over the place, millions are dying. I was going to splice that in with Trump taking credit for the vaccine, and I have a whole list of them here.
Remember, we took care of a lot of people, including, I guess, on December 21st, we took care of Joe Biden, because he got his shot, he got his vaccine, he forgot. It shows you how unpainful that vaccine shot is, so everybody go get your shot.
It works incredibly well, 95%, maybe even more than that. It works incredibly well, and I would recommend it to a lot of people that don't want to get it, and a lot of those people voted for me, frankly. But, again, we have our freedoms, and we have to live by that, and I agree with that also. But it's a great vaccine, it's a safe vaccine, and it's something that works.
I recommend you take it, but I also believe in your freedoms 100%.
When you have the vaccine, people that do, and it's a very small number relatively, but people that do get it get better much quicker. And it's a very important thing to know. They don't get nearly as sick, and they get better. Lindsey Graham's an example. He said, if I didn't have this vaccine, I would have died.
And you know what? I believe totally in your freedoms. I do. You got to do what you have to do. But I recommend take the vaccines. I did it. It's good. Take the vaccines. But no, that's okay. That's all right.
So lots and lots of clips of Trump's bragging about how he did it. So those of you who believe that it is genociding the world, where are you at? Why are you not calling for Trump to be tried for crimes against humanity? Almost like you're entirely fucking full of shit in every goddamn way. Can't logic and reason with people who didn't use logic and reason to form their beliefs to begin with. And one of the things continuously they left in the comments, and people also left this in the comments on my Facebook, was this story from the Washington Times. Vaccinated people now make up the majority of COVID deaths. It's no longer a pandemic of the unvaccinated. And they're like, see, we told you guys. We told you the vaccine doesn't even do shit. More people are actually dying who are vaccinated. We told you. Don't get vaccinated. It doesn't even fucking help. But obviously, these people are fucking morons. They don't understand how basic statistics works. They don't understand how per capita works. As Dark Matter very eloquently explained, 100 vaccinated people, 10 die, that's 10%. 10 unvaccinated people, 5 die, that's 50%. And these idiots, twice as many vaccinated people died. Laughing my ass off, vaccines don't work. Per capita is a silly made-up word. Yeah, 70% of the world is vaccinated, all right? That's why now more vaccinated people are dying than unvaccinated. Now, per capita, way less of a percentage, because if you take the vaccine, you're way less likely to die because it's so overwhelmingly vaccinated in our population. More of them are dying. It's very easy to understand, very easy to explain, but can't explain it to fucking idiots. Very hard to make them understand anything. And this is their attitude, folks. Here's Ashley St. Sinclair, author, occasionally funny, diversity hire, works for the Babylon Bee, of course. So funny. Says, are we allowed to say that it was really only fat and old people who were dying from COVID now? Yeah, that's right. Fuck fat and old people. I mean, even if that were true, do we not care about the lives of fat and old people? Should we just say fuck them, let them die? Who gives a shit? I mean, and like 80% of the American population is overweight. Is this girl skinny? I guess she's sort of skinny. Anyway, pure fucking evil. Even if it was only fat and old people, hey, I still care about them. I don't want them to die. More than happy to get vaccinated to save their lives, especially the old. Come on. Don't you love your grandma? For fuck's sake. And all right, that's my coverage of my died suddenly video. A lot of people are going and trying to like leave comments and stuff to balance it out. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Like all they're really doing is like feeding the algorithm for me. Let's see how much money I made. It got seen 18,000 times. Let's see the big fucking bucks. You guys want to see the big bucks I'm making behind the scenes of making these short videos? Let's take a look. I have made $10. Almost 19,000 views. $10. I'm in the money. Money, 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 money. Rich motherfuckers. Man, I can almost go see a movie. Thank you, YouTube, for your amazing generosity. Making so much. All right, what you guys got to say, Dirty 64? They love eugenics, don't they? Yeah, they don't give a shit about anybody. Not even themselves. Science doesn't work, not. Nope. I do believe Trump is a mass murderer. He is. They should put him on trial at The Hague. These unvaccinated people probably are never going to understand the science. They don't really give a shit. You know, they're stuck in sunk cost fallacy. They put so much time and effort into shitting on the vaccine and shitting on anybody that's taken the vaccine that their egos are never going to let them admit that they're wrong. So they would rather pretend millions of people are dying around them from the vaccine without any evidence than join us in reality. So, all right, one more section. I'm going to read the super chats, get them in. But now, gonna do the Elon section. You know why? Because he shall be Elon. Oh, poor Elon. Looks like the bird crapped on his eyeball a little bit. I don't blame you, bird. Crap on it again. So, holy shit. So, you guys remember I showed on the last show that Elon Musk was making an excuse for why he wasn't going to allow Alex Jones to come back on Twitter. And the reason he gave was, well, let me read it. Here's the reason he gave. My firstborn child died in my arms. I felt his last breath, or his last heartbeat. I have no mercy for anyone who would use the deaths of children for gain, politics, or fame. That's right, the most human thing Elon Musk has ever said. The reason he's not going by his free speech absolutist mantra in this particular case is because he has a very real personal experience with his firstborn child dying in his arms. So he just can't let Alex Jones on. So, of course, I said, hey, I feel for him, and I'm sure that he actually is a human being, and this did hurt him. But I don't think this really has much to do with why he's not letting Alex Jones back on. I think he knows it's going to be harmful to get advertisers to come back if he's letting Jones back. It also makes himself susceptible to lawsuits. And I was right, folks, because his ex-wife busted the fuck out of him by coming out and said a SIDS-related incident that put him on life support. He was declared brain dead. And not that it matters to anyone except me, because it is one of the most sacred and defining moments of my life. But I was the one who was holding him. Yeah. Elon Musk lie about everything, even the death of his own son. What a fucking psychopath, man. Total sociopath. It's sociopathic. That's what it is. Just like a robot, man. No feelings. Will just lie when the truth will work better. Creepy as shit. Then he came out last week and said to his employees, no more layoffs, guys. I promise. I've got rid of like 80% of the staff. You guys can breathe a sigh of relief. The layoffs are finally fucking over. No more. You have my word. The next day, Elon Musk fires more Twitter staff mostly engineers, the night before Thanksgiving because his word doesn't mean anything. He doesn't feel the need to tell the truth. Of course, most conservatives are this way. That's why you don't listen to a fucking word they say. They will say one thing today and something tomorrow that's exactly the opposite, and both with exactly the same amount of confidence, right? They're just empty vessels. I feel bad for this guy. Laid off, called back, now fired. I was laid off from Twitter in early November and was told I will receive 3 months of pay as severance. I was called back shortly after that because they think I'm a critical talent and was asked to do documentation and provide code samples. Last night, I was abruptly fired without any reason and was offered 4-week severance for signing release of claims agreement. Any employment lawyers, please DM me. If you can help, I am on H-1B and only have 60 days to find a new job during the holidays. Like, poor dude. So he could have taken a 3-month severance package, but he was begged to come back and then fired and given 4 weeks instead. Sue this motherfucker into the ground. Holy shit. Just so worthless. And all the judge sucking Elon's dick, praising him for treating his employees like garbage. Just scum, all of them. And then apparently Twitter has reportedly left Brussels. They had like 8 people working in Brussels and they fired them all but 2. And so the last 2 people in Brussels resigned. Twitter has closed its entire office in Brussels, according to Financial Times, cutting ties to one of the world's most important regulatory hubs. As fears grow, the firm will struggle to moderate content or even function after the brutal staffing cuts ordered by the new Elon Musk. Not going well. Europe doesn't play when it comes to this bullshit. The closure of Twitter's Brussels hub will potentially strain the firm's relationship with the European Union, which is some of the strictest rules governing the digital world, and it's often at the very forefront of the global regulation in the field. So, would be surprised to see Twitter get pulled from the EU eventually. He's already on the brink of getting pulled from the Apple Store, which would be fucking disastrous for his bottom line, which we're going to cover more in just a second. But the more I learn, the worse it gets. Apparently, Elon's about to bring back everybody that has been banned on Twitter. I guess I'm coming back too, but everybody who has harassed gay people, trans people, black folks, all the racists, all the transphobes, all the homophobes, all the trolls, all the bigots, all of them coming back. Elon says, should Twitter offer a general amnesty to suspended accounts, provided that they have not broken the law or engaged in egregious spam? And then he starts talking to these right-wing shitheads, because basically right-wing shitheads are the only people he conversates with on Twitter anymore. Shibata Toast Show says, oh, well, whatever it decides to do, Twitter should be clear and consistent about its rules and penalties for breaking them. Enforcement should be unbiased. And the mechanism of enforcement shouldn't be easily abused by people who have an agenda. Well, we know what it's going to be. It's going to be whatever Elon Musk says. He's going to punish anybody on the left, and he's going to give just a carte blanche freedom to everybody on the right to be as big of shitheads they can possibly be, and bring them back if they get in trouble. He says, the more I learn, the worse it gets. The world should know the truth of what has been happening at Twitter. Well, then tell it. If you know, then say it. What are you holding back? Bring it out already. Quit fucking vague posting, motherfuckers. But he ain't gonna do it because he's full of shit. Transparency will earn the trust of the people. Will they be transparent? You're not being, so. And then Patrick says, I heard from a primary source that political groups would regularly contact Twitter to deboost their candidates. Detractors and Twitter would happily do that. It's completely bullshit. I don't believe that a bit. That seems to put the finger on the scale of democracy. To which Musk says, it is objectively the case that conservative political candidates were more negatively affected than progressive candidates. Criminals are more likely to be put in jail. Story at 11. Who could have possibly have seen that coming? It's like I've said before, folks. It's like if me and my neighbor had an electric fence separating us. And every single day, my neighbor went out and grabbed the electric fence. The electric fence is not shocking my neighbor more often than it is shocking me because the electric fence is biased towards my neighbor. No. The electric fence is shocking my neighbor because my neighbor is dumb enough to continuously grab the fucking fence, which is why conservative political candidates were more likely to be banned or suspended because they're the ones breaking the terms of service more often. Fucking obviously. What the fuck? This is so stupid. But he bring about everybody, folks. Gonna bring back Mike Lindell. Gonna bring back Nick Fuentes. Gonna bring back Roger Stone, the Proud Boys. Gonna be spreading hatred and violence. Oath Keepers, same thing. Endless parade of human debris. Apparently he got 72 yes and 28 no's. Those bots working overtime for Musk. So he's like, the people have spoken. Gonna bring them back next week. And man, I mean, I'm actually happy about this because for one thing, my account's gonna come back. I'm probably not gonna use it, folks. Because I already built up my new account, and the old account, probably the vast majority of people that were following me when I was making that account are my old Chud followers who I can't stand anymore. So I'll probably just keep my current account. But it's going to be hilarious to see how this affects the advertisers. This definitely is not going to make them feel secure enough to come back. All he's doing is shooting himself in the foot over and over again. It's almost like he's doing it on purpose. It's really fucking strange. And of course, the day after Tim Pool blamed the victims of the ClubQ shooting by having a grooming event, he's right back buddy-buddy with him. Here he is. And this is also so cringe. Tim Pool trying to suck Musk's dick, trying to make him seem cool, but this tweet doesn't make him sound cool. Tim Pool says, I bet Elon Musk is sitting in a room full of investors. Like, okay, what should I tweet now? And that Saudi prince is like, oh my God, Elon, tweet about how dumb the American corporate press is. And Elon is like, LOL, okay. Then Twitter's value increases. And Elon's like, bullseye, laughing myself crying. That's exactly what we're doing. Hey, yeah, we've lost the vast majority of our main advertisers. We're losing $4 million a day because of my antics, but I'm doing it on purpose, y'all. I'm doing it all on purpose. And also, he's sitting around with a Saudi prince, and you think that makes him sound fucking cool? Since when hanging out with these fucking Muslim extremist shitheads, murdering sacks of goddamn excrement, make you cool? Just so fucking cringe. And of course, yep, the day after, he used Twitter to spread more hate speech, more things that are absolutely going to lead towards violence against gays and trans people. We shouldn't tolerate pedophiles grooming kids. We shouldn't tolerate you, motherfucker. You old beanie baby ass. And of course, he tripling down on the Chud narratives because this is all he has, folks. He promised, hey, the only way Twitter can gain people's trust back is if we become completely politically neutral. But obviously it's Elon, so he does the exact opposite all the time. Having long conversation with I and Miles wrong because all he does is conversate with chuds. Need advice? What do you think of the culture war? I think it was made up. I think conservatives have absolutely no answers to anything. Their policies are so fucking unpopular. But they have to scare the public with something. So they've made up the culture war in order to distract us with and fool idiots while they ensure billionaires never have to pay their fair share in our society, obviously. But of course, I and Miles wrong. A single ideology dominates and silences the rest. It's total bullshit. They just released an article today that showed the Twitter algorithm rewards conservatives way more than it rewards people on the left. As I pointed out time and time again, every single day, 9 out of 10 of the most interacted posts on Facebook are from the right wing. It's exactly the same with YouTube. Twitter, run by a fucking right-wing shithead right now. Number one cable news organization in the world, right-wing. Talk radio, 100 million listeners a week. 85% conservative. This idea that the left dominates all the narratives and no one else is allowed to speak is the most giant sack of horse shit I've ever fucking heard. A single ideology dominates and silences the rest, branding everything it disapproves as violence. No, if you spread lies, if you call people that are not pedophiles, pedophiles, knowing that this is causing other people to go out and commit violence upon them, yes, you are spreading violence. And a threat to democracy, yes, if you try to overthrow democracy and install Trump as a dictator, you are a threat to democracy, obviously. Criticism of wokeness is stochastic terrorism. No, stochastic terrorism is stochastic terrorism. Only one narrative is allowed to prevail, and it is promoted by the media. All dissent is quashed, and Elon Musk is accurate. Literally nothing about that is accurate. You guys are just such fucking liars all the time. And then he posts, kids' brain, education, woke propaganda, woke teachers' parents. Yeah, all the woke teachers. Trying to do a Trojan horse into the kid's fucking brain. Isn't that what's happening, folks? Exactly. Hey, way to be politically neutral there, Elon. Definitely gonna help you with the advertisers, isn't it? And then the new things they're doing. Right-wingers are organizing a false mass report campaign of over 5,000 Twitter accounts in a blatant attempt to deplatform the left. They basically have a Twitter kill list now they're putting out there that they're trying to send to Elon Musk to get him to ban all these accounts. A list of over 5,000 Antifa accounts and Antifa follower accounts on Twitter. Let's get to work and let the purge begin, says the free speech warriors. Tell anyone you know on this list to private their account. Attempt to deactivate or change username. I heard that Biden is on there and like Britney Spears. I'm sure I'm on there. And this wouldn't be scary enough in itself. I could just ignore it. But then Elon Musk is having conversations with white supremacists like Ramsey Paul, who says, Twitter is reportedly nuking pedo accounts. This is eliminating much of Antifa Twitter. To which Elon responds, removing child exploitation is my number one priority. Please reply in comments if you see anything that Twitter needs to address. So what they're doing now, they're just associating pedophilia with Antifa now in the hopes that Elon Musk will just start banning anybody they want to en masse. And a lot of people have been banned already. It seems to be fucking working. They want to make this site entirely just another Getter or Gab or Telegram. Just another right-wing social media website. It's like he's speed running failing. It's really, really interesting, to be honest with you. Never seen a guy spend $44 million and just try to burn it all to the ground. Some people think he's trying to bankrupt the country the company on purpose because it allowed him to go to bankruptcy court and he'll have an easier time paying off the debts that he's accumulated by buying the site. And of course, he gives the same fucking talking point all these chuds always have for years and years and years. He's not on the right, folks. Sure, he's not. He says, I am neither conventionally right or left. But I agree with your point. His point was basically, I think the right needs to start funding more artists, filmmakers, and writers instead of politicians and super PACs. You don't win a naval war without any ships, and you can't win a culture war without any culture. We've been reacting too long. Time to go on the offense. And so Elon, of course, loves this. I'm neither conventionally right nor left, but I agree with your point. Yeah, I'm not a conservative. I mean, sure, I spent all my day talking to almost exclusively conservatives and all my time spreading nothing but right-wing talking points. And I specifically 100% sent out tweets telling people to vote for conservatives and spent all my day shitting on the left. But I'm not conservative. I mean, what would make you conservative? I guess to him, you're not conservative unless you're wearing a Nazi uniform and doing high Hitler, I guess. Anyway, he goes on to say, the woke mind virus has thoroughly penetrated entertainment and is pushing civilization towards suicide. There needs to be a counter narrative. So fucking stupid. And he's right. There is a woke mind virus, but it's actually the exact opposite of what he's saying. There are these people like Musk who are so obsessed with wokeness that they see it fucking everywhere. Every TV show, every commercial, every book, every post. The wokeness is fucking everywhere. And they're obsessed with continuously calling it out over and over again. They can't stop talking about it. So he's right. Their minds have been penetrated and taken over, but in the exact opposite way he's claiming. But as always, spreading his right-wing narratives, because that's what he does. And so here's the guy that's claiming that he wants to make his site completely neutral. But here's one thing I noticed. 4 times yesterday, at the very top of my feed, was Andrew Tate. The same exact tweet. And it's listed under education, folks. He's bombarding everybody's feeds with right-wing shitheads. And he's labeling them stuff like education. Isn't Andrew Tate so educational? I will never stop teaching. I have too much to learn from my students. Oh, hello. So deep. He's so fucking deep, isn't he? Don't we all want to learn from this shithead? Just, like I said, speed running and destroying Twitter. And then apparently he found a bunch of shirts at Twitter that said stay woke and decided to go public and make fun of it.
Here we are at the merch thing, and there's an entire closet full of
secret closet
of hashtag woke t-shirts. Here we are at the merch thing, and there's
because Twitter is trying to pander to the left. They're trying to, which is good. Like I said before, I'd prefer a company do a good thing for a bad reason, than a bad thing for a bad reason. But they're trying to pander to the left because the civil rights movement, the wokeness, which is basically just acknowledging the racial inequality in our society, is very popular with the youth, which is a good thing. And they're trying to appeal to them. So Jack, the former owner of Twitter, the CEO, made all these shirts up. So, of course, Elon's got to make fun of it. Got to send that message loud and clear to the advertisers that, yep, this is a right-wing shithead site now. And then he put out his own version of the shirts. Stay work. Get it? Work your ass off. Work your ass to the bone for a billionaire who don't give a shit about you. Then on your deathbed, you can sit around and have regrets that instead of having fun with your life, instead of spending with your family, instead of doing the things you wanted to do, you wasted it making Elon Musk richer. But this is like the entire conservative mindset now. We are slaves to be worked to fucking death. And it's a good thing. If you don't want to be worked to death, you're a lazy liberal. Fuck you. And he's so desperate, folks. He's obviously lost tons and tons of fucking advertisers. And so he's just making shit up to try to get them back. He posted this chart, this totally real chart that he just fucking made up. This is like Trump drawing on the hurricane map, just making shit up. Hate speech impressions are lower. He says hate speech impressions down by 1/3 from pre-spike levels. Congrats to Twitter team. Yeah, look, folks, it's a hate speech somehow. And as this person says, what even is this? How is one unit of hate speech defined? Just literally making shit up. You know this is not going to work, right? The advertisers can see right fucking through this. It's so pathetic and hilarious, really. I almost feel sorry for him, but I don't, And it's almost like he's trying to give himself a pep talk. He's trying to convince himself that things are going better than it is. He says, more and more over time, as we hew closer to the truth, Twitter will earn the trust of the people. What he means is we're going to earn the trust of the advertisers and they're going to come back. But like, you are doing nothing but sending signal after signal to the advertisers that you're just your ordinary, everyday, typical right-wing shithead. And that it's not a safe place for advertisers. They're not going to want to advertise there, Elon. And case in point, 50 of Twitter's top 100 advertisers have pulled out of the platform since Elon Musk took over. We need to find out who the other 50 are, and we need to send them messages. We need to form a fucking army to do this. In the 25 days since Elon Musk took over Twitter, half of its top 100 advertisers have stopped advertising on the platform, according to Research Center Media Matters. Since 2020, those 50 companies have accounted for nearly $2 billion in advertising revenue. This year alone, they spent $750 million. Some of the companies, like Chevrolet, Ford, and Chipotle, have publicly announced that they were stopping advertising on Twitter. Media Matters says the others are quiet quitters because its analysis of Pathmatics data shows that they have stopped advertising for significant periods of time. Seems bad. That was almost your entire stream of revenue going away quickly. And then he got in a petty spat with Stephen King that was pretty hilarious. This is all Stephen King said, folks. Pretty soon, the only advertiser left on Twitter will be My Pillow. You know, it's pretty funny. You know, just a little jab. Not too bad, though. Nothing to get your panties in a wad about. I mean, it's true. All the advertisers are going to become right-wing, which is going to do nothing but push advertisers, especially the good ones like Coke and shit, further away from the site. But Elon Musk was so butthurt by this one tweet, folks, that he had to come tweet to it multiple times. He's like, oh, hi, LOL. Is My Pillow actually a great pillow? Now I'm curious. What is the best Twillow? And this totally not bothered man-child, folks, came back 12 hours later to post again. Headline, Stephen King tweet causes My Pillow sales to skyrocket, laughing my ass off. Took him 12 hours to think of this hilarious comeback, dude. I'm not owned, you're owned. Like, dude, you're the richest guy in the world. What are you doing? It's just sad. And then apparently Sam Harris decided to delete his Twitter account. I guess he no longer wants to be associated with the trash fire that is the chief twit, Elon Musk. And unsurprisingly, his fellow dark Webians turned on him. You guys remember the intellectual dark web? It was the really cringy group with Sam Harris, Eric Weinstein, Dave Rubin, Joe Rogan, Eric Weinstein's dumpy brother. What the fuck's his name? It don't matter. Who else was in the... Sam Harris was in there. Anyway, it was real cringe. Sam Harris decided to associate himself with all these right-wing douchebags because, the truth was in danger. And they were the steely-eyed missile man who were standing up to cancel culture, even though none of that shit was true. They were just playing the fucking victim. Well, you lie down with dogs, you get fleas, Sam Harris, because they turned on you. Here's Eric Weinstein. Checked in with Sam. He did it himself. I gotta admit, my model of many things needed a tune-up. I logged quite a few hours in conversation with Sam Harris from 2016 to 2019. They are not helping me predict Sam in the last couple years. I wouldn't have guessed this, for example. I mean, well, the problem is he didn't realize what you guys were in the beginning. Even though I knew it, and everybody who paid attention or who has any ability whatsoever to see people as what they are, anybody who's a good judge of character knew exactly what all these people were. You know, we know who Dave Rubin was, even though Dave Rubin at the time was claiming he wasn't on the right. He was a classical liberal. We knew, but you didn't, Sam. So Sam associated with him. But as time went on, he began to see more and more what you guys were. So that's very obvious what happens here. And then Gadsad, even though Gadsad was not actually in the intellectual dark web, he's basically like their mascot. Even he's like, Sam Harris could have regained my esteem. He probably doesn't give a fuck about your esteem because you're as much of a clown as anyone has ever fucking been. And that of many of his compatriots by exhibiting intellectual humility. By engaging those who challenged his positions. In several acts of childish insolence, he broke friendships, doubled down, and exhibited astounding pomposity. No one's ever been more pompous than people who named themselves the intellectual dark web. All right? Talking about smell your own fucking farts. And Then poor Mike Lindell. He out there crying, folks, because Daddy Elon won't return his phone calls.
If you believe I was banned from Twitter because I was saying something that wasn't true, disinformation, or free speech, you know what? Why don't you call me up or get a hold of me? I've tried to get a hold of you many, many times now. I don't know if it's got to you, but I will show you. Here's the evidence. Here's the evidence. Here's the evidence. Here you go. And you can take that for what it's worth. I was banned from Twitter after January 9th because I had the evidence to overturn save this country, overturn an election, and show that China attacked our country. And we've been attacked by another country, China. It's that simple.
Dub Bears, yeah, I'm sure he's got you on speed dial. Gotta get back to you any second there, Mind Pillow guy. And one more on the Elon coverage, folks. They're so pitiful. Conceptual James Lindsay, trying to get Daddy Elon to help him silence people from posting things he don't want. People need to stop flooding your replies with this photo. As a fan of yours, it's really making your Twitter unreadable. So basically, it's Conceptual James Lindsay here with a groomer. This is Nikki Klein, former member of the Nexum cult, who groomed a lot of people and was put in prison for, sex trafficking, sex slavery, shit like that. She's like, I taught him everything he knows. So they've been posting this picture of him to troll him. So he's like, as good as we look, Elon Musk, is this a solvable problem? Yeah, Elon. Can you ban all these people who are posting this thing that I don't want them to post? Come on, Elon. Free speech doesn't count when it's somebody we don't like. It's only for people we like. It's only for our side. Fuck them. Get rid of them, Elon. Come on, Daddy Elon. You're our only hope. Sad. You guys are so sad. And all right, that's my Elon coverage. What you gotta say, dirty sexies? My quick crack, says you. Mike Lindell banned from Twitter? Nah, it's coming back. Everybody's coming back. Like I said, it's like on Ghostbusters where they accidentally open the containment box and all the ghosts escaped. That's basically what's going to happen on Twitter. It's going to send the last 50 advertisers they have for the doors. It's going to be hilarious. And all right, one more quick section, and then I'm going to do the super chats. Be sure to get your super chats in. But now it's time for a very quick, what the fuck? What the fuck? Pop, motherfuckers. And first off, on what the fuck, meanwhile, in Canada, apparently these motherfuckers are fighting each other. I don't even know what they're fighting about. Probably hockey or beer or something. This guy walks up and takes a swing. What's wrong with these Canadians? They don't know how to fight. That's not how you throw punches. You don't throw a punch like this. You got to put your shoulder into it. This guy whacking somebody with some kind of pole or something. So the next thing you know, apparently one of them finds a fucking flare gun, walks up with his flare gun in hand, and he says, fuck y'all, shoots the guy in the head with the flare gun. Yeah. Big old Eskimo coat, catch on fire. And he's like, give me that stick. That dude just shot me in the face with a fucking flare gun. Gonna whack him in the kneecaps. I don't know. I thought you guys are friendly over there in Canada. Work that shit out. And one more, folks. You guys may not have known this one. Here's a little fun fact for you. Did you know when you go to the dentist, they can tell if you've sucked a dick recently?
On TikTok that dentists can tell if you just sucked
What is it doing?
a wiener. Is it true?
Let's start over and try this again. I don't understand. Why it's not? I don't know why it's doing that. All right. Well, that's stupid. All right. We'll play it in small, whatever. All right. One more time.
I saw on TikTok that dentists can tell if you just sucked a wiener. Is it true?
Yep. That one's true.
How?
Because you can see bruising and soft tissue in the back of the soft palate.
Oh.
So there's a particular pattern of bruising that we can tell. Oh my God. All right. So after Valentine's Day, we've noticed that bruising in the soft palate a lot more frequent. So, fun fact.
I saw on TikTok
Next
that
time I go to the
dentists can
dentist,
tell
they're gonna give me like
if
an
you just
eyedropper, and I'm gonna put like some purple dye, and I'm just gonna put it right in the back of my throat. Just dye, just a very back, all purple. Then I'll be there and be like, you said say what's up, doctor? Wonder what they're gonna do. Gonna be hilarious. Anyway, that's my what the fuck. You guys believe that's true or not? I don't know. Maybe. And after Valentine's Day, yep, apparently everybody's getting the BJs on V-Day. Perfect time for it. And folks, if you love my show, and you're only human, you must, please consider support me on Patreon. It's a patreon.com/codcast. Link is in the description of the video. Like I said, I only made $10. I got a video that went fucking viral yesterday, made $10. I don't make shit off this show unless you guys support it through Super Chats and my Patreon. So please, if you have extra, please chip in. And all right, let's read the Super Chats. Hit the like button, please. Don't go anywhere, folks. Still got plenty of show left for you. I'm not even halfway done, so if you bail out, sucks to be you. Jack Danko became a Dust Buddy. Hell yeah, you guys can become a Dust Buddy for $2.99 a month. There's a button down here, and you get customized emojis to spend the chat with. All the cool kids are doing it. Peer pressure, do it immediately. Thick Corgi, $2. Hey, thank you, appreciate it, Kick. Oi, boy. I so needed this right now. Rough day. Yeah, you and me both, buddy. Joe LaFaro, $2. Thank you, Joe. $5, Ray Mandel. Wapner owning 5. You mentioned the body is like a machine and losing weight is simple, but how exactly does the process work? I did a video before called How to Completely Change Your Body in 90 Days. It's a good video to watch. My exercise routine is called the Logic Diet. And the Logic Diet consists of an exercise system that I call the piss tax. Now, I know it's going to sound insane. It is insane. This is like some of the most out of the box exercise thinking you can possibly get, but it goes something like this. Every time you go to the bathroom to take a pee, you owe a piss tax. So after you pee, you have to do either a set of push-ups until muscle exhaustion. So wherever you're at, you drop and you do push-ups. And don't even count them. Just do them until you can't do it anymore. Or sit-ups. If you have a chin-up bar, do chin-up. Just toe curls. Whatever you have to do. Just find something you can do wherever you're at. If you're at work, you can find something to do. One exercise to muscle exhaustion every time you pee. And then as far as the diet goes, it basically is just a vegetarian version of the keto diet. You know, the Atkins diet, well, you can do a vegetarian version of it. You can do a meat version of it too if you want to. It's much easier to do a meat version of it. But basically, you don't need carbs. Very, very few carbs, very high in protein. Your body goes into ketosis. What ketosis is when the body stops getting carbs as a fuel source, it immediately doesn't immediately, it takes about 10 days. And it's actually very hard. You get what they call the keto flu. You feel like shit. But after that 10-day period, your body switches from carbs as a fuel source to ketones. And ketones are created when the body burns fat. So the body just switches to burning fat. Ketones is actually a very efficient source of fuel for the body. They actually use ketones to treat brain injuries because it's such a good source of fuel for the body. And after you reach ketosis, your hunger really dissipates to almost nothing. Your body becomes just like a fat-burning engine. And that with the exercise makes you burn weight really fast. All right. That's the short and skinny, pun intended, of that diet. Thoughts on the late, great Christopher Hitchens? Mostly good. I disagree with him about the Iraq War and a few things, but love me some Hitch Slap. Used to sell his t-shirts. Lizzie Bennett, his type, look like Fox News correspondent rejects. Are you talking about Elon? Yes, he would fit in perfectly there. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I did. I had an okay time. I didn't do much. I just sat around and played Miles Morales, which is a Spider-Man game, and watched The Strain. So it was pretty good. James Hodge, welcome to Dust Buddies, James. Appreciate you. Love listening to your show. Great work. Hey, I appreciate it. For some reason, I feel like I've done the show tonight in more of my natural voice than like the carnival barker voice. I don't know, is that true? You guys notice that? I didn't do it on purpose, but it does seem like I'm not using the carnival barker voice as much tonight. I'm feeling a little bit off tonight, but it's fine. Thank you, thank you, Nazik Hook to you. And Norbs, $25 today. Very generous, Norbs. For Dusty and the Cool Caps, I actually read it this time, Norbs. I'm doing better. 2 Seagulls, $4.99. The right is sickening. May they all have the day they deserve. Yep. May you live in interesting times. That is a curse. Mr. Orbido, £5. Hi, handsome Dusty. Hey, honest person. You look great. Hey, appreciate your honesty. How do you manage to lose weight so fast? Please share your secret. I just told you guys that's what I did. Exercise and ketosis goes hand in hand. Very low calorie diet. And like I told you guys before, I'm kind of psycho. So when I get a goal in mind, I focus on the goal and stay on the path. And I never cheat on the diet. Never cheat. Here's the way you have to think about it. You have to stay on the path. And when you're on the path, if you cheat, that's like stepping off the path. The more you step off the path, the worse it is. Because just because you stop cheating doesn't mean you start back to where you started from. Every step you take off the path is a step you have to take to get back on the path. So just because you stop cheating doesn't mean you start back. You have to work just to get back to where you started from. So it's very important to never fucking cheat. Stick with a goal until you reach it. And then once you reach your ideal weight, you just maintain. You don't have to do it forever. It's temporary. Like all things in life, it's just fucking temporary. Right, Mark, 1999, very generous. Looking forward to your show, Dusty. One of the best understated YouTube channels for the fur babies. Hey, I appreciate it. I should have 1 million subscribers, but I'm okay with not having that much because it is kind of a hassle. If you have $7, they are attacking the queer community, and we are dying because of their hate-filled rhetoric. Stand together, whether you're queer, minority, or allies. We have the numbers. It's time to fight back. Yeah, I like to think there's more of us than there are of them, but they control so many of the platforms on the internet, even the ones like YouTube that claim they support trans and gay causes are just full of shit, so I don't know. It's depressing. His dad was tweaking hard. I know, right? Don't do meth, that's for sure. Lindsay Bennett, $20. Apologies, but who cares about the POS pronoun? It's a red herring. Fact of the matter is that it's transphobic. The POS was referred to as the guy in previous docs, his mom himself in the vid, quote, "This is your boy." Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely open to a conversation about this. Weird thoughts, $2. I'm at work. We'll watch your replay. All right, cool. See you after work. Glenn Goss. Chicken ain't nothing but a bird. I know, right? Is that a saying? I am Duke. Do nots, says Jesse Zimmerman. All right. Eric Biggs. The shooter is clearly trolling. Yes. We should indulge his lies. We should call it what it is. A way to further and add insult to injuries, in my opinion. Yes. But we can do both, too, because, like, calling them by those pronouns actually might upset them because they're doing it from trolling. But if we actually just give them what they want, that might actually bother them worse. BSG Wolf, $20. Very generous. Thank you, BSG Wolf. Tim Pool and those like them are not reachable. They are okay with people dying for money. Hope the money here helps the kiddies. It does. You guys are the only reason I do this show. I really appreciate it. You rock. If the ClubQ shooter was really non-binary, then why isn't his grandpa angry? Well, he's not. I mean, they are not, obviously. It's obviously trolling. Amy Walden, hello from Canada. Hey, Amy, how you doing tonight? Good to see you. James Hodge, pretty much anything that has any minority on the screen for longer than 2 seconds is considered woke. Yeah, or a woman. That's not completely just pathetic. It's woke. Elon is a broken, rickety bridge that is hanging over a deep chasm. I wish it would collapse much quicker. Joker burns a mountain of cash. Elon, hold my beer. I know, Django Fett. It's fun to watch, though. Basset Hound, $10. Keep fighting the good fight, Dusty. You give me hope. Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, you're one of the heroes. $2.99 from Carlos Sagan. Hero! Parker Guire, how are you? How was your turkey day? I was at work till 4. That sucks. Then went home and cooked a bunch of food, and my family seemed to really like it. 10 doggies and kitties get a good meal. Yes, everybody's fat and happy around here. I didn't eat much, but I ain't got to eat much. I don't celebrate holidays. I don't celebrate birthdays. Every day's a fucking holiday to me. I just enjoy life every day, so it's all good. It's my birthday, take my money. Hey, happy birthday, Sinister Intelligence. Thank you for spending it with us. Mark Thibodeau. From day one, Musk taking over Twitter, I've started my day with posts by Ted Cruz, Dinesh D'Souza, among other right-wing jerks. Yep, they've taken over. The inmates are running the asylum. Devious Devil, great job on the weight loss, bro. I constantly yo-yo my weight. I am getting back on the wagon soon, I hope. Well, maybe I can inspire you. It's really easy if you keep your mind focused. I'm late, but I'm here. Blazing, all right. Woohoo! Thank you. Appreciate you. Good to see you, Not Heavy Chad. All right, let's move on with the show. I know that was a long super chat section. I apologize for that. But more super chats, please. Gonna read all the rest of them at the end of the show. But let's get a move on and do some Chud Watch. And first off on the Chud Watch, just pointing out how full of shit these people who continuously accuse the left of being groomers. New York Post, I took my 9-year-old son to Hooters to celebrate good grades. Trolls say I'm creepy as fuck. And they're like, better than a drag show, but it's actually not. Drag queen story hour, they're just reading to your kids. You want to talk about having sexualized images around your children. Hooters is very sexual. Yeah, you never hear them complain about that. I wonder why. I wonder why they have a problem with drag queens reading children's books to children's, but they don't have a problem with children staring at grown women's asses all day. It's almost like it's entirely based around bigotry and hatred, isn't it? Another example. Kids frequently go to concerts with female pop stars who wear sexy outfits, perform suggestive dances, and sing lyrics about sex. The kids sing along, wear their merch, and copy their mannerisms. This is never seen as a problem, but equivalent drag formats are. You know why? Yes, we do know why. Because it's all fake. They just want to hate. And they're always full of shit all the time. Jesse Kelly's like, I wonder how many Americans, including hardcores on the right, are going to be shocked when pedophilia is mainstreamed in less than a decade. You'll see an adult-child couple in a Disney movie in less than a decade. Guarantee it. I guarantee it won't happen. And when it doesn't happen, you'll just say, hey, it's going to happen in 10 more years. And when that doesn't happen, you'll say 10 more years, and then you'll be dead, so you won't be able to say it anymore. Just so fucking stupid. This is exactly what they said about interracial marriage, folks. You let interracial people get married, next thing you know, pedophilia gonna be legalized. Just fear-mongering. The dumbest fucking bullshit. They have to lie to you, though. That's all they got. And you guys know who Nick Fuentes is, don't you? He's the leader of the Groyper movement. Probably the largest white supremacist group in America right now. Incredibly popular. And let's refresh our memory about a few things he said about black folks. First off, he no fan of interracial dating or marriage.
Her in your daily existence by Jews.
I told you yes, absolutely. You laugh at it like.
How so? Can you?
What the?
What is happening here?
Would you say that me having sex with my dog is the same thing as me?
It's. All right, fucking Twitter's dying. Sorry.
Like...
Anyway, let's see.
How so? Can you?
What the? Would you say that me having sex with my dog is the same thing as me having sex with a black man?
No. But they would both be degenerate.
Oh, this.
That's right. Both are degenerate. Not exactly the same thing, but both degenerate in the same way. Hey, Kanye, that's how he feels about you and Kim, dude. That's how he feels. Here's another example. Him saying the same shit.
How do you feel about interracial marriages?
I'm against it.
How do you feel when you see a black guy just getting with the snow bunnies? Like, is that something that rustles your jimmies?
The problem is all these white girls always end up getting their ass kicked.
Oh my God.
That's what typically happens.
Holy shit.
Are you asking by who?
By black boyfriend.
By black, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you trying to say we out here beating these white women? Is that what you're trying to say?
Nick went way too mask off. Oh no.
You guys.
Nico, this is your friend.
I just met him on stream.
Yep. Next thing you know, he's Kanye West's best friend, folks. Nobody's surprised at this. But Kanye has decided to wear matching outfits and hang around with his new best bud, a white supremacist, a booger-eating Nick Fuentes. Here they are walking through the airport together. Now, we all know Kanye's just a giant piece of shit. He would do anything to be edgy. They're like 8-year-old boys, right? Just so transparent, so pathetic, but oh my God, what can I do this week to upset people? How about I hang out with a white supremacist? How about I hang out with the most popular white supremacist in America? I bet that'll own the libs. I bet that'll fucking freak people out and get me attention. I guess that's right. It is getting attention, but I'm not sure it's the kind of attention you want. This is literally a person that hates you, Kanye. That hates the thought of you dating someone who is not black. Just trash humans. And then, of course, Kanye took Nick Fuentes. What's everybody deleting their shit? Kanye took Nick Fuentes to have lunch with Donald Trump. Former President Donald Trump having lunch with perhaps the most popular white supremacist in the country. The hilarious part is, after he let Kanye in, after he broke bread with Kanye basically shitting all over him. But Kanye put out this video, I guess this is some kind of campaign ad, explaining how much Donald Trump loved Nick Fuentes. And regardless of what Donald Trump says, we know Donald Trump knows who Nick Fuentes is, okay? Donald Trump is terminally online. He is quite aware of all the popular people who worship him, and Nick Fuentes is tops on that list. So here's Kanye explaining what a good rapport Trump had with Nick Fuentes as they had lunch together. And then he starts shitting on Donald Trump, which is hilarious.
Most perturbed about me asking him to be my vice president. I think that was like lower on the list of things that caught him off guard. It was the fact that I walked in with intelligence. So Trump is really impressed with Nick Fuentes. And Nick Fuentes, unlike so many of the lawyers and so many people that he was left with on his 2020 campaign, he's actually a loyalist. When he didn't know what the lawyers is, you'll still have your lawyer list. And when all the lawyers said, forget it, Trump's done, there are loyalists running up in the White House, right? And my question would be, why, when you had the chance, did you not free the January 6ers? And I came to him as someone who loves Trump, and I said, go and get Corey back. Go and get these people that the media tried to cancel and told you to step away from. He basically gives me this would-be mob-esque kind of story, talking to some kid from the south side of Chicago trying to sound mobby or whatever. He goes into the story about all that he went through to get Alice Johnson out of jail and how he didn't do it for Kim, but he did it for me. But then he goes on to say that Kim is a you could tell her I said that. And I was thinking, like, that's the mother of my children. Since we know, and all the Christians in America that love Trump know that Trump is a conservative, we're going to demand that you hold all policies directly to the Bible. When Trump started basically screaming at me at the table, telling me I was going to lose, I mean, has that ever worked for anyone in history?
You're going to lose. Tell him he's going to lose.
I'm like, well, hold on, Trump. You're talking to Ye. Most perturbed about me asking him.
You lost first time, Ye. What are you talking about? You're absolutely going to lose. You have a 0% chance of winning. But anyway, hilarious. Trump let you in, breaks bread with you, and then you shit all over him. But of course, Trump loves Nick Fuentes. That is absolutely no shocker. And everybody should be asking him questions about it. But we all know what he's going to say anyway. Yeah, as Mehdi Hassan says, every reporter must ask every Republican from Kevin McCarthy to Ted Cruz to Mitch McConnell to Ron DeSantis to Nikki Haley to respond to this quote about Trump being impressed with Holocaust denier, Jew basher, and N-word user Nick Fuentes, and him being Mar-a-Lago. But like, even if you ask them, they're just going to say, this is guilt by association. You can't blame Trump for what Nick Fuentes does. That's all they fucking say. And of course, Trump's already come out to try to distance himself from it. Basically says, I have no idea who Nick Fuentes is. I know nothing. He said, this past week, Kanye West called me to have dinner at Mar-a-Lago. Shortly thereafter, he unexpectedly showed up with 3 of his friends whom I knew nothing about. We had dinner on Tuesday evening with many members present on the back patio. The dinner was quick and uneventful. They then left for the airport. 100% lying. We know that Trump knows who fucking Nick Fuentes is. Like when he was asked about Q Anonymous. He was like, I just don't know anything about them. I mean, sure, there's this giant cult who worship me like a fucking god, who are everywhere on the internet, and I spend all day long on the internet, but I don't know who they are. He'll probably say something like, I don't even know anything about America First, but I mean, they want to put America first. Is that supposed to be bad? That's probably how they'll defend Nick Fuentes, but yep. Nothing to see here, folks. Just the top Republican candidate for the next presidential election hanging out with the most popular white supremacists on the planet. Super cool conservatives. And of course, the quartering thinks it's awesome. The quartering's like, 0 people had Kanye West kicks it with Nick Fuentes. I had that. I'll make another prediction. Kanye West in the next year is going to appear in a video with O.J. Simpson. And then he's going to have to figure out something else that's even worse. So he's probably going to have to pick one of these like mass shooters, maybe the guy who claimed he was non-binary, maybe to be some future mass shooter, and go buddy him. They have to up it over and over and over again. And then I guess eventually he'll run out of ways to shock people, ways to act like a giant total piece of shit. So he'll have to, I don't know, shoot somebody or stab somebody or something. So Kanye gonna stab somebody in the future. You heard it here, folks. I predict it. But yeah, the quartering. What an amazing time to be alive. Chaos everywhere. Yeah, it's great that the #1 presidential candidate for conservatives is hanging out with white supremacists. Hooray. It's great that Kanye is helping white nationalists become more famous, giving them press, rewarding their racism. Isn't it amazing? Best timeline ever, says the quivering. And this is so embarrassing, folks. They're so fucking ridiculous. Donald Trump Jr. posting this picture of Stone Cold Steve Austin, who's like come out in favor of gay rights and stuff. I'm sure he's not totally left-wing, but as far as I've seen, Stone Cold's fairly left-leaning, and I bet him he's a nice guy. Anyway, Donald Trump Jr. says, conservative uncles waiting for woke nephews to open their mouth about literally anything at the dinner table this Thanksgiving. Motherfucker, nobody's scared of their goddamn uncles. What the fuck your uncle gonna do? Talk some stupid bullshit, make his drunk ass look dumber than he already fucking is? It's like me showing up to Thanksgiving and being intimidated. What the fuck I'm gonna do? I ain't gonna do shit. Nobody's scared of Dusty at the goddamn Thanksgiving fucking table. Just ridiculous. They love to believe they're so scary. Nobody's scared of you fucking morons. And all right, I'm going to skip the Kid Rock story. I don't give a fuck about that. We got to get a move on. And all right, that is my Chud Watch. What you guys got to say? Stunning Steve used to have that beautiful, long, platinum hair. Kanye is so horrible. He is, but he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars because that's what this fucking shitty world rewards. Is Kanye bipolar? I mean, probably, but that's no excuse for anything. At some point, you have to stop letting mental illness be an excuse for people. Otherwise, it just encourages them to continue acting like a piece of shit and never having to have any kind of responsibility for their actions. I'm scared of you. Just kidding. You ought to be. I'm terrifying. All right, moving right along. You are the best, Dusty. Hey, how can I be the best when you're the best? Iron Balance. Let's do some parody. Beyond parody. And as usual, Jordan Peterson makes the Beyond parody, and folks, he's still whining about being suspended from Twitter. He posted this black and white picture, I guess, of one of his events. It looks like a mosh pit or something. I don't know. And he's like, we'll see who cancels who. He's still fucking complaining. And as I said, dude, literally nobody canceled you. Twitter asked you to push a button. And instead of pushing that button, you had a fucking meltdown. And you're still talking about it 6 months fucking later. How do you not feel completely goddamn ridiculous? How can you ever call anybody a snowflake when 6 months later you're still bitching about pushing a button on Twitter? Like, holy shit. Need some near-death experiences to get your priorities straight there. And this is pretty funny, folks. Ted Cruz and Lindsey Graham, oh my, having to just nod along while Herschel Walker talks about his erection.
Well, first of all, this election is more than Herschel Walker. This election is about the people. And I said this, well, first of all, this.
Oh no, this erection is about the people. Run, people, run! He's gonna make you get an abortion. You better keep that erection away from me, Herschel Walker. Let's watch it again and watch these guys just nod along like he's not a moronic bobblehead, dog.
Well, first of all, this election is more than Herschel Walker. This election is about the people. And I said this, well, first of all, this election is more than Herschel Walker.
Haha, got him! I know he just misspoke, but it's funny. And it's fun to make fun of this guy. And then, speaking of beyond parody, folks, did you hear that Alex Jones has been paying his personal trainer $100,000 a month? Now, obviously, we know why he's doing this, folks. He's trying to hide money from the people that have sued him. But $100,000 a month. Among other things, the Post found that Jones started paying his personal trainer $100,000 a week. $100,000 a week, folks. This guy is paying a personal trainer $100,000 a week. The shit writes itself. How can I even make more fun of it than it already makes fun of itself? I love this picture. Remember, before and 45 days later. Look how different his body looks after 45 days. I mean, he's got a sunburn, I guess. Got a little sun, but it's exactly this. It's the same picture, Alex Jones. I'm just saying, your chin is even more doubled in this picture somehow. I don't know. Not money well spent with that personal trainer. It's just hilarious. Skip that. All right, we'll skip that. Let's move along. Let's go ahead and jump into the trash world, folks. Trash world, trash world. The dumpster fire and the hellish trash world, trash world. Everything sucks all of the time. Trash world, trash world. And meanwhile, in America at Walmart, imagine going to work and then the next thing you know,
just left out the break room. Manager come in there, started capping people up in there, started shooting, bro. Like, I'm whole though, y'all. Sadly though, we lost a few of our associates. I don't know how many. I'm not gonna speak on it. I'm not gonna show it because I ain't like that. But I'm whole, y'all. The story is that. I mean, I came in, goddamn. What's going on here? Shooter, goddamn.
Yeah, I know my trash world is off. All my audio is out of sync. My new computer was delayed, so it hasn't come in yet. It's supposed to come in. It's supposed to be shipped yesterday. And I guess a part's not in yet, so it's going to be delayed. So I don't know what the fuck's wrong with my computer. Whatever. I'm just pretending like everything's going fine. I'm not going to let it get to me. Serenity now. Anyway, yeah. People that work at Walmart and their fucking manager just comes in and murders 5 people. Because why not? Walmart shooter left a death note. And of course, it's America, so he bought the gun the day of the killing. Looked to me to be another one of these incel killers. He left a rambling diatribe on his phone talking about how he wished he could have found him a wife. And really, he was a nice person who had a lot of love in his heart. He just had to murder 5 people, you know, like you do. Like, shit, dude, just masturbate. Like, get a VR, something. Like, I know, like, being lonely is devastating to people. And they feel hopeless and stuff. But there has to be, I guess, some way we can reach these young, disaffected men. Jordan Peterson is definitely not doing a very good job of it. We have to just retrain them or something to, first off, to learn that you don't have to continuously prove yourself to other people. Yeah, people are going to be dicks to you. People are going to be rude. People are going to be disrespectful to you. But you don't have to let it get to you. Just walk away, because who gives a fucking shit? Why do you have to prove yourself to people? That's insecure. Just relax. But anyway, sad story. Walked in and killed 5 people. This dude. Yeah, Andre Bing. Just imagine, you can't even go to fucking work anymore. Your own manager. He was the manager at the night shift. They did night stocking. Been working there 11 years. Imagine being in the break room and your manager walks in and just murders you. Just fucking trash, goddamn world. And I agree with this person. What is wrong with men? I mean, it's always fucking men doing these mass shootings. The elephant in the room about mass shooting is male violence. How many mass shooters have been women? Have there been any? There must have been a couple, but I can't remember any. Yeah, it's a real problem, and no, I don't want to hear it. Not all men, or about the small percentage of women committing these crimes. This is a uniquely male issue, and it is. And I know it's mostly probably revolving around toxic masculinity. About the way men are made to feel about themselves and their own masculinity and how they have to behave and project themselves. That is totally fucking false. But I don't have to retrain men when people like Andrew Tate are rewarded, richest man in the world, putting them on my feed 4 different fucking times under the educational subject. Like, what do we do when these are their examples and their examples set them up for failure? Like I said, it just seems kind of helpless. I just wish I knew what I could do to reach these people, but I don't have the reach to do it. And then on What the Fuck, folks, holy shit, did you hear about this one? These poor people. Here's my trick also. Remember, if you reach your article limit, you just copy the link, and then you go to incognito mode and paste it there, and loophole. So apparently, there is these 3 guys who really liked the video game Stalker. And so they were out LARPing as characters from this game Stalker. Well, the Russian government put them to death for dressing up in cosplay as Stalker and playing. They claimed that they were spies for Ukraine and killed them. 3 men killed in a Russian Secret Service operation were gamers in costume rather than Ukrainian agents, according to a report in Russian media. The initial story of Russian FSB agents taking out Ukrainian saboteurs came under scrutiny when supposed militant gear was identified as imitation gear from the video game Stalker. On Wednesday evening, state news channel Russia 1 reported on an operation by the FSB in Voronezh, a city around 150 kilometers from the border of Ukraine. The agents, per the outlet, killed 3 active pro-Ukrainian nationalist ideology supporters who had planned to attack energy infrastructure nearby, but they literally just had flags from the game Stalker and they were playing a game. They were playing like they were from this faction of anarchists who were like pot smokers, who were NATO supporters. And of course, all of Russian media right now, all of the propagandists are claiming they actually were Ukrainian spies and that they were heroes for killing them. Because they have to pretend like what they're doing is noble. Like there actually are evil Ukrainians who've invaded Russia and they're searching them out, eradicating them. They're the heroes that are standing up patriotically for our country and protecting them against the evil Ukrainians. Literally killing gamers, folks. Just so fucking evil. It's no wonder conservatives love Russia so much. This is the hellhole they want to turn all of us into. Oh, that was supposed to be in the Elon Musk section. Elon's bitching because Apple is threatening to kick them off the App Store. And if that happens, Apple and Android basically have monopolies on the phone market. And apps like Twitter desperately need to be on the app market to make money. A huge portion of their income comes from that. And because Apple is incredibly picky about who they have on their app store, they have to be incredibly both family friendly, but also advertiser friendly. They have to be basically safe spaces for brands. And now that Twitter has become just another right-wing dumpster fire, incredibly unsafe for brands, Apple is hinting that they might eventually remove Twitter. And if that happens, holy shit, Elon Musk's problems are just going to compound. So now he's claiming that if he gets kicked off Apple Store, he's going to make his own phone. But if he does, it'll be another hilarious disaster, another money pit for him. And let's see what this one is. Oh, more Nick Fuentes. Okay, skip that one. And all right, folks, let's see what you got to say. Moving right along. Fuck around and find out. It would be a huge blow. Yep, I would love to see that happen. It would be hilarious to report on. Get Moose and Squirrel. There's the Russian Tarkovsky film Stalker, which I think maybe the video game might be based on. I do not know. I've never played Stalker before. But I'm not going to play it in Russia, that's for sure. I bet his stock is on its final death spiral, hopefully. Can't die fast enough. Although it got a boost. The stock market's been closed today and yesterday. But the day before that, it jumped 7%, Tesla did. So that was depressing to see. Hopefully, it'll plummet tomorrow, though. And move right along, folks. Let's do some heroes. And Dark Brandon made the heroes list again. Doing pretty good as far as jobs are concerned. Biden says because of our administration's economic plan, 17 states now have unemployment at or below 3%. And 11 states in D.C. now have their lowest unemployment rate ever. Oh, snap. Remember, Trump's main argument for why he was the best president was how low the unemployment rate was, and especially for black folks. I'm the greatest president for black folks ever because of the unemployment rate. By your metric, Biden beat you, motherfucker. And of course, his approval rating still underwater because this country, what can you do? You can't please this country. There's nothing you can fucking do. No matter how good of a job you do, they're still going to fucking hate you. Depressing. And then Monty Python's Eric Idle, the good one, blast anti-woke comedians. Finally. Tech journalist Kara Swisher interviewed a legendary British comedian Eric Idle on Monday, where he spoke extensively about the state of comedy in his heyday and said he hated conservatives. He's like the opposite of John Cleese, who has done it but show his ass and destroy his legacy, basically. He should have died like 10 years ago. No offense, but it looks like he's on his way out anyway. Not looking good. Yikes. Swisher asks, how do you look at cancel culture today? Because now everybody is watched under great scrutiny. Asking if Idle had seen the recent Dave Chappelle monologue on Saturday Night Live. What do you think of the comedians like Dave Chappelle, for example, who's saying that he's being subject to censorship, she asked. Idle appeared to disregard Chappelle's claim that cancel culture is a phenomenon because, well, where does he say it? On SNL. Later adding, well, you're not being that much canceled, are you? If you were in your room complaining, I'd have a lot more sympathy. Yeah. On SNL, literally saying whatever you want to in front of millions of people. Fresh off your Netflix special. Your fourth or fifth one over the last couple years that they're paying you $50 million for. Super canceled, you fucking whiny piss baby. Idol offered one example of what does worry him, however, saying, I didn't like it when Bill Maher complains about the audience for not laughing. They're telling you they don't find it funny. You shouldn't moan about the audience. There's nothing wrong with the audience. If they don't laugh at your jokes, there's something wrong with your joke. And so I'm not terribly sympathetic to that sort of attitude, to be honest. Yeah, Maher's a fucking chud. And Eric Idle, hero. Good to see it. And that's my hero section. Last chance to get in your super chats. We're going to do quick slow news week. Slow news week, husband. I don't know what the fuck that is, and it don't even matter. Apparently, this week they crowned the first transgender woman in a local Miss America pageant, and everybody was like, woke. Oh my God, it's woke. But obviously this is transparent. They didn't do this to be fucking woke, folks. They do this because nobody watches the Miss America pageant anymore. Nobody gives a shit about it. So all they're doing is trying to create controversy and make it interesting, and they've done it. Like, I'm still not going to watch it, but adding trans competitors, that's gets me closer to watching it. That definitely makes it more interesting. It's still boring as fuck, but better. So I'm saying add more. That would be hilarious. But also, we see right through you. It's all about just trying to get people to watch your stupid fucking boring pageant. But hey, as long as the chuds are crying, I'm all for it. Do it to it. And then one more. Did you guys hear about the Grizzlies? Imagine being this fucking stupid. These people had it made. You know, the Grizzlies had their own reality show. They've been on for like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. So fucking long. They were making money hand over fucking fist on this incredibly popular reality show. Dude was a star. And yet they still decided to both evade taxes and then go get millions of dollars in bank loans they decided not to pay back. And he just got sentenced to 12 years in prison, and she got sentenced to 7 years. Imagine being so greedy that the millions you're making off your show is not enough for you. The fame, the adoration, not enough for you. You have to risk it all for even fucking more. Just, good God, now you've lost everything. You fucking morons. And yes, before you ask, this dude is definitely gay. People are like, he's not really gay. He's just Southern. The dude has a gay lover, I think, who testified against him. So he super gay. If you watch that show at all, even for 5 seconds, you already knew that. And all right, folks, that's my content. Let's see what the amazing super chatters have to say. Bob Hulk. So the gay nightclub shooter says he's non-binary. Is he just trolling after murder? Yes, he's absolutely just trolling. And he's also trying to give his buddy right-wing shitheads ammo to push back on, we didn't radicalize him, he's one of y'all. Obviously, that's what they're going to say. And folks, if you bail out, please hit the like button before you go. And also leave a comment. Do it. Leave a comment. Do that also. I would very much appreciate it. Mark Davis, I shopped at the Walmart when I lived there in 2012. Had my 22nd birthday at a Texas Roadhouse in that shopping center. Scary stuff, trash world, I know, right? Like sometimes I find myself walking in the parking lot of Walmart and thinking to myself, you know, I could just die and somebody could shoot me. There could be some kind of crazy person just walking around shooting people in the Walmart parking lot, and I would just cease to I wouldn't even know it. This could be my last second on earth where I could cease to exist. And I'm just walking across a fucking parking lot thinking about that. That's how horrible this goddamn country's gotten. Where those kind of thoughts pop into your fucking head when you're just doing normal everyday shit. Randolph Gallagher, why? Who you gonna call when vampires are about? Herschel Daywalker. I'm never calling Herschel Daywalker or Nightwalker. Dude would just fuck everything up anyway, get me killed quicker. David Barry, now my gray cat is laying in front of my monitor. The cat behind you is a bad influence. I got a pretty boy here. Yeah, pretty boy's a good influence, aren't you? Except he, little bird killer. Bad boy. I'm late, but I'm here, but lazy. All right, MVH, I appreciate it. Already read that, but cool. Thank you. Thank you for everybody supporting the show tonight. You guys are amazing. Love you so much. And if you guys are watching the show on a replay, please, if you want to, you can tip me. There's a button down there. You can tip me. It's called a super thanks. It's a new thing. Great way to support the show, but also better way, codcast.com or patreon.com for just Codcast. Link in the description of the video. You don't have to remember it. Just click on the description of the video and then click on the link to my Patreon. Become a patron. That would be great. And all right, quick Q&A section. What's your favorite movie this year so far, Dusty? What is my favorite movie this year? Oh, the Weird Al movie. Definitely. That's the best one I've seen this year, I think. This guy's Don Barron, like I really Gridell's was pro BLM. I know, but should we anyway call him by those pronouns? Just to show that we'll do it regardless. We'll respect anybody's pronouns, even if they're fake. Oh, maybe. I'm open to the suggestion. What else? Call to Dusty. Love you, man. I love you back. Gotta restart the show. Sorry, not sorry. I flossed the comment section of your vids. Well, do what you gotta do. You missed some good shit. People with mental illness are highly stigmatized because of famous people like Kanye West. I know, right? Ruin it for all of us. Thoughts on LB Johnson's treatment? Do you think that it would have been effective in getting bills passed the politics today? Also, thoughts on FDR? Man, I am not that old. I wasn't even alive. Those people were presidents. The fuck? I went to school in Mississippi. They didn't teach me that shit. Dusty, someone started shooting in my county fair, and it gave me so much anxiety since. I don't blame you for thinking you might be shot just being at Walmart. Yeah, I know, it's nuts, right? Constantly looking over my fucking shoulder everywhere. What happened to America? Man, I guess it was always like this, but it seemed to go down the hill really fucking fast. Who do you think is running the U.S. government? Joe Biden? I don't understand the question. Congress? Politicians? I mean, corporations are definitely spending a lot of money to buy votes and writing a lot of laws and stuff themselves, if that's what you mean. I don't think that the Illuminati exists or anything. I love you, Unfriendly Atheist. Appreciate it. Love you, Dustin. Thank you for being awesome. Hey, no problem. I should have taken a caffeine pill. Been a little more awake for this show, but it's fine. Not like anybody watches this show anyway. Can only afford to give you half as much as you did your viral video, but love you, Dustin. Hey, that's plenty. I appreciate it. All adds up. Thank you, Shelly Stevenson. I definitely appreciate everybody supporting the show. You guys are the heroes that allow me to keep doing this. And all right, folks, we just hit overtime, so I'm going to run. As always, please hit the like button. Please leave a comment if you're watching the replay. The comments help me, the algorithm helps me combat all the chuds who are shitting on my other video, but not like that's even a problem. Let's read a couple of the comments. Let's do it. Let's see what they're saying. They're probably calling me old and shit. Let's see. Here we go. Why would so many professionals sacrifice their livelihood to bring forth information against the shots? People do all kinds of things for attention, and it's not that many of them. It was just a few. And I actually had people that were embalmers leave comments that say that they're ruining the reputation of embalmers by lying and saying this kind of bullshit. So, people's motives usually revolve around money and attention. That would be my guess. Yeah, people calling me names. Bill Gates is just a scapegoat. Dude's totally legit. I mean, regardless of what you think about Bill Gates, I showed without a shadow of a doubt they were lying about what he said. So I'm not defending Bill Gates. I'm just pointing out the truth about what's happening. They're purposely misleading their audience. This guy must work for Pfizer. I must. I made $10 whole. I'm rich as an astronaut. All right, folks. I'm out of here. Leave your comments. Do all the things. I will see you guys on Monday morning. It's only like a couple days away, right? It'll be here before you know it. You guys have a good weekend. Stay safe out there. Love the shit out of you. See you soon. Gonna play Funky Tongue again. I forgot to put it on my SoundCloud, but I'm gonna try to remember to put it up there tomorrow or the next day. So if you guys want to download a version of this song for free, you can do so on my SoundCloud. Good night, everybody. Love you.
get out.